always gonna go easy on you. But now we're gonna talk about the water cycle. Water cycle. It's pretty interesting. It's really easy to learn. You're gonna learn a lot from the water cycle. Water cycle. It starts like this. It starts in the sky where the water's moving free. Evaporation is the name which arises with the heat from the oceans and lakes to the clouds up high. Water vapor climbs up and it's touching the sky. Condensation is next. The clouds start to form. Water droplets in a weather warm. Then comes precipitation. Rain falls down. Snow or hail. It's all around the town. Water hits the ground. Falls through the dirt in the soil. And the plants like the earth's armature. Back to the air. In the cycle it goes. Evaporation starts again and that's how it flows. Water's on the move from the ground to the sky. Evaporation, condensation, cycle flies. Precipitation raining down, then back to the sea. Then water cycle keeps going. It's constant decree. Back up in the clouds. Down to the earth. Water's always moving. Feel its rebirth. Flowing like a river. It don't ever stop. This water cycle's tight, it's always on top. Now let's tar carbon, ski player 2, CO2 and the air, it's all around you. Plants take in, photosynthesis begins with sunlight. They make food, let the cycle spin. In the leaves, they use light to break it down. 2 in the EC2 into sugar all around. Energy stored in the plant's green veins. That's the base of the food chain. It's part of the game. Next, herbivores much. Take that carbon in, carnivores too, they're part of the wind. The carbon's moving from plant to beast, from the atmosphere to the earth. The cycle's complete. Then when they breathe or when they decay, the carbon goes back to the air today. It's a round trip from the air to the soil, from the plants to the animals. It's all a part of toil. Carbon's in the air, in the plants and the beasts, from the atmosphere to the earth to the east and to west. Photosynthesis, CO2 makes it free. Then the cycle keeps moving. It's a constant move from the plants to the animals. It gives no break and back to the air. That's the route we make. Carbon on the move. It's never out of sight. This round trip's essential. Keep life all right. Now let's break down the energy. The K-Cal flow, that 10% rule. Let me make it slow. Plants catch the sunlight and store that heat. But only 10% of the energy is passed down to the street. Herbivores eat it, but they don't get it all. 90% of the energy is lost when they call 2 digits to move, to breathe, to thrive. Only 10% survives. The energy drive. Carnivores eat them still the same. 10% of the energy stays in the game. The rest goes to heat. That's nature's rule. Energy flow through the cycle. That's the fuel. 10% gets past, the rest stays away. Energy lost to the heat every single day. From the sun to the plants to the animal seeds. Only 10% makes it to the very least. Energy flowing in the cycle so deep, from the ground to the sky. It's a constant leap. Water and carbon, the elements play in the energy cycle day by day. So now you know the water and carbon flow from the atmosphere to the plants they grow. Animals eat, breathe, then pass it all along. The cycle so tight, you can never go wrong. Water's in the air, in the soil, in the sky. Carbon's in the plant. It's how life gets by. Energy flows from the sun through the chain. But the 10% is what keeps it all sane. So keep the cycle moving, don't let it fade. Water, carbon, energy, it's nature's story. From the plants to the animals, back to the sky. This cycle of life will never die. And water's moving to the cycle so grand. Carbon's on the trip, all through the land. Energy swing, but 10% stays in the cycles of life. It's all nature plays. So respect the flow from the sky to the ground. Water, carbon, energy is always all around. It's a round trip of constant, no end in sight. This is a nature's will, keep it in flight. This is the water cycle. Signing out.
The 10% rule can also be known as the energy pyramid or the trophic pyramid. It describes the transfer of energy through different trophic levels in a single ecosystem. It helps explain why energy starts decreasing as you move up the food chain or pyramid, from plants that are producers to herbivores that are primary consumers to carnivores that are secondary consumers. The main energy source in most ecosystems is sunlight, which plants or phytoplanktons capture through photosynthesis. These producers convert sunlight into chemical energy, which is then used to grow and reproduce. When the primary consumers eat plants, they consume the energy that the plants store, but only about 10% of the energy that the primary consumes is given to them for usage. The remaining 90% of the energy is lost in the process.
As you go higher in the food chain, from herbivores to primary carnivores that are the secondary consumers, only about 10% of the energy from one of the levels is set to the next. So for example, if a lion eats an antelope, only about 10% of the energy of the antelope that obtained the energy from eating the plants is passed on to the lion. The energy disappears at each trophic levels because animals or organisms use most of the energy they consume for normal functions like movement, reproduction, and keeping their temperature to survive. Only a small bit is stored as biomass, allowing it to be passed on when another predator eats it. Mainly, the 10% rule explains why ecosystems have fewer top predators than producers or herbivores. It's not only less energy available at higher trophic levels, but also why there tends to be more biomass at the base of the food web. and why populations tend to decrease as you are higher in the food chain.